What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're gonna continue working on the pantry here. This is gonna be part 4 of these series, the video series. I think this is gonna be the last video on this. It might be a little longer than the other ones, but I wanna finish this whole thing in this video. So what we're gonna get started on today is we're going to be taking care of all the brat nail holes on the trim here. All the brat nail holes. I already tried in a couple holes here and seems like that material is going to work out pretty well. I'm going to use this plastic wood, all-purpose wood filler for all the brat nails. Okay, and for all the joints and all the larger gaps, I'm going to be using the caulking here. I already bought 2 of them. That's going to be for all the corners, all the sections like this, inside, underneath the shelves, and all these gaps right there. So that's going to be what we're going to be using, that caulking there. And lastly, we have this material here. It's going to be the all-purpose joint compound. I'm gonna need that for the face of the shelves here. Okay, so I'm gonna be spreading that stuff on here, and that's gonna be we're gonna get a smooth finish out of that. Also, I'm gonna use that compound on the bottom here, that section where the MDF meets the 2x4s. I want that to have a smooth finish. This right here, I'm going to use the wood filler. Anyway, that's going to be part of the video. This is how we're going to start this video, and we're going to continue until it's 100% done. Okay, so let's go ahead and start working on plugging those holes. Alright guys, all the screw holes and brat nail holes, they've been patched or filled with that wood filler. As you can see, everything has been touched up underneath that and everywhere. There was like nails or screws. It's done. Now I'm gonna wait for this material to dry. On the instructions on that material, on the wood filler right here, it says allow 2 to 6 hours before sanding on shallow repair areas. If it's deeper than that, then it's going to be like 30 something hours. All these holes are really shallow, nothing is too deep, so I'm going to wait a few hours so we can get this everything sanded down, because I'm going to go ahead and use what is it, I think I have 200, is it 200 or 260 grit? I think it's 260 grit. I'm gonna use 260 grit on everything, all the wood putty, and I'm not sure exactly what grit I'm gonna use on this. Okay, talking about this, I'm gonna go ahead and get this prepped up. I'm gonna dump some of that in here, and I'm gonna add a little water. I don't want it too thick, I don't want it too runny either. I want it good enough to be workable here, but I don't want it all over the place. So that's the next thing we're gonna do. Until this thing dries up, we're not gonna be able to sand it. So what we can do is start mixing some of this compound. Okay, all right guys, So I'm gonna get a little bit of this joint compound, and I'm gonna dump it in here. I'm not gonna get too much out of this, just about that much, just to test it out. I want to make sure this is gonna work first. So it's a little thick. I'm gonna add a little bit of water, and then I'm gonna start mixing. So it's like that. Now, all this is gonna be painted, guys. If this was gonna be like stained or some kind of material other than paint, I would not be using this here at all, because this would not look good if it's gonna be stained. This is gonna be all painted, so that's why I'm using this. Most likely it's gonna be white, I think, or gray. One or the other, I don't know. That's gonna be, my wife is gonna decide what color she's gonna use on the shelves. Okay, I'm gonna show you the consistency of this material right now. See, it's not too thick, it's not runny, it's like yogurt consistency, kind of. Okay, so let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and try it. I'm gonna go all the way to the end here. Bear with me, guys, right there. I'm gonna start on that one, on the top one, and I want to see if it's gonna work. Okay, let me see. Okay, it's looking good so far. I just need to find a way to do it in a way that it's gonna cover all the holes and yet not make a mess. It's looking okay. I think I'm liking it. Of course, all this is gonna have to be sanded down. Okay. Okay. So far so good, guys. Let's see. I'm gonna keep doing it this way. Okay, so far so good. All right, guys, it's the next day. I'm ready to start sanding down the shelves. Yesterday, I finished all three of them. I finished putting on compound on all these right here. So right now, they're dry, they're ready to go. That is the first thing I'm gonna focus on today. I'm gonna start sanding down all the wood putty on that and this bottom part here, followed by that. And I will be using 120 grit sandpaper, and I think this should be good enough for this type of work here. All right, so why don't we just go ahead and start with this right here. Once I'm done sanding down the whole thing, I will show you how it looks, and who knows, I might need another coat of compound on the shelves. I will not know until I'm done sanding that down. So let's get going with that. All right, guys, I already cleaned myself up a little bit because all this is done. I already sanded down the whole thing, and it's nasty. It's a dirty job. I hate sanding. All right, anyway, it's done. I'm gonna show you what the couple imperfections I found. Overall is good. I thought I was gonna be using another coat, applying another coat of compound to the shelves, but it came out really, really well. Just a couple areas I'll show you right now. So, like one spot there, another one right there, and this is the biggest one here, okay? There was like a groove on the wood. I couldn't cover it up all at once, so I'm gonna have to redo that. So this area here, I'm gonna have to touch it up again. And up here, it's got like a little crack right there in the middle. So I'm gonna touch that up in those 1, 2, 3 more areas here. As far as the wood putty on the cabinet here and the rest of this counter, it's really well. It worked really, really well. It's really smooth. It covered up all the brad nail holes and all the screw holes. Okay, so that's done. I'm gonna take care of that right there. I'm gonna fix those problem areas. After that, I'm gonna finish up the rest. I'm gonna get the caulking and I'm gonna start applying the caulking on all the gaps, all the joints, the braces, and everywhere else. Okay, so stay tuned for that. All right, guys, I'm ready to start applying the caulking on the bottom part of the shelves. I'm not gonna do anything on this side because there's still another piece of MDF wood that's gonna be on this side after we install the counter. So I'm gonna leave this alone. I'm gonna start on the top one. I'm gonna work my way around this way, all the way down with my caulking here. So let's see, let's give it a try. I'm just gonna do the sides that are gonna be visible, like these sides right here. Oops. And be ready for a mess. Be ready to make a mess. Okay, let's see. Let me turn this around this way. Here it is. Just like this, guys. Okay, I have a wet rag with me right here just in case I need it. I'm gonna use my finger to make this smooth. And I'm not applying too much, just enough to fill the gap. Just like so. The only thing is that I need to know where the angle is located, so you won't make a mess. Just like that. Okay, so that's that. Next thing is I'm gonna start with a bead right here and work my way down this way. My bead is very thin, guys. It's not too thick. I don't need a lot. I want to wet my finger like this so it won't stick on my finger. Okay, so that's that. That's how it's gonna look. Like I said, nothing on this side because there's gonna be another piece of wood on this side. After I put that last piece on, then I'm gonna do some caulking around this, around the inside of that wood. For now, I'm gonna just do this all the way down. I'm gonna start here on the bottom. So I'm just filling in the gap right there and the bottom also. Yes, just like that. All right, so I'm gonna finish up. Oh, by the way, I already filled in this, I already touched up the imperfections here and up there. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and finish up the rest of this. It's basically the same thing as you saw me doing right here. I'm gonna do the same thing throughout the whole thing. You get the idea of what I'm doing next. Once I'm done with all this, we're gonna be ready for paint, okay? Next time I bring you guys out here with me, I believe you're gonna be ready with, I think my wife, she's gonna help me paint, or I'm gonna do the painting myself. But after this, after I'm done with all the caulking and sanding down those repair areas there. After that, we're gonna be ready for paint. We're getting closer, guys. We're getting closer. So stay tuned, and yeah, I'll get you guys back out here when we're ready to paint. All right, guys, and we are back. This area has been repaired. That area up there has been repaired. Everything is sanded down, wiped down. It's ready to go. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start applying masking tape around the edges here. And after that, I'm gonna give it a first coat, one coat of primer. The whole thing has to be primered before we apply the first coat of paint. That's gonna be dark gray. All the shelves are gonna be dark gray, and this bottom part. This one over here is gonna be white. All the side over here is gonna be white. The inside of that is gonna be white as well. So let's get started on taping these shelves and the bottom counter here. And then after that, we're gonna get going with the primer. Alright guys, everything has been taped up. As you guys can see, the floor on top and bottom of the shelves. So we are ready to start applying the primer. This is the primer we're gonna use. And one thing we decided is just to apply primer on the onto the MDF only, not the rest of it. This is plywood, and it's been cured. As you can see, it's not porous. So this is gonna be, we're gonna give it a try first. We wanna know if we can save some of the primer by not using it on the shelves. I don't think we're gonna need it, but we're gonna focus on the MDF first, which is gonna be the bottom part of this, all the shelves here, and then this big one here. We're gonna start with this side, see how it looks. So this is, we might have just enough. Okay, I'm gonna pour some of it here. I'm just gonna start with that first. Okay, I got my roller here. I wanna start on that side. And my wife, she had the brightest idea of using foil paper. Why, honey? Why are we using foil paper?
So we can save the tray for the other color?
Yes, so we can just get rid of the foil paper here. Okay, let's see. Okay, we're gonna have to use the brush here on the corner.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So far, so good. All right, I'm gonna use my brush now for the bottom and the corner here. Oh, I don't have them here. They're on this side. All right, and this is how we're gonna do the rest of this, okay? Once we're done with the primer, we're gonna bring you guys out here so you guys can see how it looks after we primer the whole thing. All right, so we'll be right back. Okay guys, as you guys can see, everything has been primered. The shelves, this long piece, and the counter. The only imperfections I found was a couple of screw holes, one there, and maybe a couple more right there. I already fixed those. Okay, let's move on to the next step, which is painting the shelves and this long counter dark gray. Okay, so let me get my stuff ready and we're gonna get started down here. All right guys, I got my paint here. We're gonna start doing this. As you can see, this is dark gray. All right guys, there it is. It's the first, I think it's gonna be just one coat. We'll see. I'm gonna let it dry a little bit and we'll see how that looks. I'm gonna continue in here. I'm gonna use the brush first for the corners. All right, I'm gonna bring you in here so you can see what I'm actually doing. It's looking pretty good. So this paint is really thick. That's why it's I'm gonna do only one coat because it's covering really well. So what I mean by using my brush at the corners is this, guys. Like right here, I'm not sure if you can see it. I get my roller in there. So I'm gonna do this. It's a little dark in there. Let me get my light so you guys can see what I'm doing. All right, guys, now we have some light in here. So I'm going to be using my brush for all this corners here where my roller can get in, and I'm using my brush for this. The rest of it I can get with the roller. Okay, like this corner here. And all the bottom there. Alright guys, and just like that, everything has been painted as far as the shelves and this bottom counter here. The paint turned out really nice. As you guys can see that it's bottom and top of shelves 100% done. There was a couple of runs here and there, like that corner there. It bled through the tape. Same thing there, you know, here and there, but that's fine. It's okay. We're not done with this. We are done with the dark gray color. We're gonna start with the white over here. Okay, so we're gonna do that next. And once we are done painting that other side there, we're gonna start touching up all the little imperfections and all the runs, everything that needs to be touched up. Another thing, my wife and I decided to do a little like an accent wall here on this side. I went to get all the trim pieces I'm gonna need for this side. It's gonna look kind of neat, and that's gonna be the last thing we're gonna put together. All right, so for now, let's go ahead and start painting that other side of the cabinet white. All right, guys, I am done with the first coat. This is gonna take 2 coats. I just finished the whole interior here, the inside of this cabinet. I still gotta do the side here, but I just wanted to show you how it looks with 1 coat. This is the same way the shelves and this bottom counter here looked. I gave it 2 coats each, so that's gonna be the same thing for this one here with white. I'm gonna let it dry for maybe 5 minutes, and then I'm gonna give it another coat. But it's looking nice.